Hey guys, Fox here with the Drajeweled deck profile for you guys. A little delayed, but it took forever for some of the cards to come in for me. Very expensive deck for how powerful it is, but we'll go ahead and hop into it. Obviously for the ride line, we're running the grade 3 Drajeweled. The camera will focus here. There we go. So once per turn, you can counterboss 1 and soul charge 2 if all of the cards have different grades. You can draw a card, and then when it attacks a Vanguard, you soul boss 4 cards with different grades. Choose one of your opponent's Vanguards until end of turn. You increase or decrease its power to 1, and if your Vanguard's grade is grade 3 or greater, then it gets critical plus 1. So the good thing is, if you attack with your rear guards first and they get a trigger, you decrease your opponent's Vanguard's power to 1. So just remember that, really good in that aspect. The grade 2 Drajeweled, Vanguard, rear guard, when its attack hits, you soul charge 1, and then when it is rode upon by a unit with Drajeweled in its card name, you soul charge 1, and if your soul has 3 or more cards with different grades, you draw a card. So really good, helps you get some advantage there. And then the grade 1 Jewel Core Dragon, when this unit is rode upon by the grade 2, you can call it the rear, and then when it attacks or boosts, this unit gets 5k until end of battle, and then at the end of the battle, put this unit into your soul. So really good, helps you get some additional pressure. And then the grade 0 of the ride line has the same skill as all the other grade 0s in Overdress. If you went second, you draw a card. Then moving on to the grade 3s, running 3 more Drajeweled, because obviously you want to be persona riding. And then we're running 2 Miroslava. Her skill is when this unit, the wording on this card is terrible, but she wrote the past few sets. I don't know why, if it's ruling for judges or what, but the wording is just out of this world. When it's placed on rear guard circle from hand during the main phase, you can counterboss 1, choose a card with a grade equal to or less than your Vanguard from your soul, put it in your hand. If you chose a card with the same name as your Vanguard, and call it to rear. If you did not, if you put a card into your hand, this unit gets 5k until end of turn. So really good, just utility card, helps you get cards you need into your hand. And then we're running 3 Ristal Galer. His ability on rear is when it attacks a Vanguard, if you soul blast 4 or more cards at the same time. For the cost of your Vanguard's ability this turn, you can put a card from your hand into soul, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So really good, helps you cycle and retire your opponent's rear guards. And then the best card in your deck, if you don't see this card, you're most of the time losing the game. It's really one of the few win conditions in the deck besides your Drajeweled. Rakagur, his skill is once per turn on rear circle when he attacks a grade 3 or greater unit. If your soul has 4 or more cards with different grades, this unit gets 10,000 power until end of turn. And then when you soul blast 4 or more cards at the same time for the cost on rear guard, for the cost of your Vanguard's ability, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you can counterboss 1 and stay in this unit. So really good, helps you get multiple attacks in, and if your opponent's at grade 3, it gets that 10k. It's really good. Even if they get a trigger, it's still usually hitting. And then we're running 3 of Ultrasound Siri from the trial deck. Her ability, when it's placed on rear, you counterboss 1, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose 1 card from among them, put it in your soul, shuffle your deck, and if your soul has 4 or more cards with different grades, you draw a card. So really good, gets your draw power, gets the cards with different grades that you need in your soul. Then we're running 4 perfect guards, 1 of the Montaria Sanctitude, just good against those triple drive decks. And then running 4 Falcae Performer. His skill is on rear. When this unit boosts, choose up to 1 card from your drop zone, and if your soul does not have a card with the same grade as that, put it in your soul. So it just helps you get those cards that you need in your soul, for the Drajeweled's ability. Then we are running the 3 Brainwash Roller. really, I don't feel like you don't need 4, but the power boost is really nice in the deck, and it helps you get those cards that you're missing in your soul grade wise. Everybody I'm pretty sure knows what he does, but for those of you who don't, when he's placed on rear, you soul charge 1. And then when your card is put in your soul by soul charge, Vanguard's grade 3 or greater gets 5k into end of turn. It is getting reprinted in one of the following sets, but from the pull rates we've seen in Japan, it's not very likely to be pulled. So sadly, was looking forward to that, but not looking forward to it too much, even though I have my play set. And then we're running 2 of, I can never remember this guy's name. One who calls upon Raging Thunder Fergaz. When it's placed on rear, if you have the Vanguard with Drajeweled in its card name, soul plus 1, choose a card from your drop, put it in your soul, and it gets 2k into end of turn. So it just helps you get the grades that you do not have in your soul into your soul. So really good in that aspect. And then we're running 2 Friend of the Netherworld Ling. When it is placed on the rear, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose a card from among them, put it in your soul, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck. So again, everything's basically focused on getting the grades you need into your soul. And then, obviously the cards you don't want to soul charge with her ability, you're going to be putting on the bottom of your deck. So like your triggers, anything like that. Moving on to triggers, we're running the 3 effect draws. Gets to 5k when your opponent's on grade 3. The world exclusive over trigger, just because I feel like it fits better art and flavor wise with the deck. 3 regular heals. I would be running 2 effect heals. I have them in my other decks. I just didn't feel like switching them around. So I would run the 2 critical effect heals. That's what I've been running in most of my decks. But like I said, I just didn't have the time to switch them around because have a function to go to today. But like I said, would typically run the 2 gain shield when your opponent's unit has extra critical. But just for the sake of time, I didn't have time to switch them. Then am running the 4 effect crits. I would say it's necessary for the deck because it does help you get that extra grade in soul when you do need it. So would recommend running them in the deck. And then rounding it out just 4 regular effect triggers. I know this deck is very expensive. If you guys do want to see a more budget deck profile, I can get that out for you guys. But really do enjoy the deck. It is really fun, although it is really expensive. Wouldn't say it is the strongest deck profile because you do rely on Rockagore a lot. And there are a lot of ways to retire rear guards. And you do waste a lot of shield protecting him. And there are games you don't see him and you do just usually automatically lose those games. But I do really enjoy the deck, and we are obviously going to get more support for the deck in the future, so definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, really enjoy the deck. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and we'll see you guys next video.